Good evening. This is the video newsletter for Buy Sell Short for Tuesday, February 1st. Pretty much all I can say is wow. Sorry, shorts, you lose again. And, it's just one of those markets. You fight the Fed, you lose. Had to even redraw the uptrend line on the Dow 15-minute chart because, as you recall, we broke through it to the downside on Friday. The end of the world was here. Egypt had everyone, including ourselves, running to the sidelines. And, look what's happened the last 2 days. Everything plus some new highs on the Dow. Very, very nice bounce. And then just like that, the Egypt crisis, which, the bears and the shorts were nothing but talking about on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, gone. Everything's resolved. Mubarak is going to step down in September, new elections, etc., etc. The market sort of expected that. Looking at the Dow 15-minute chart after our 148-point run today, here you can see we are about to get a golden cross on the Dow 15-minute chart. Now, typically, over the last couple of years, whenever we've had a golden cross, that is when the 50-day moving average crosses up through the 200-day moving average. And the average gain, whenever we have that happen, is about 150 points. Now, given that we just had the cross to the downside yesterday, it's sort of hard to tell if this is actually going to be an accurate golden cross this time. But hey, let's see if we get, our usual move. We'll be looking at Dow 12,200 over the next couple of days. Nice breakout on the chart. If we look at the daily chart, one thing to really notice, when we broke down on Friday, you recall, even on Thursday when I gave that video, I was like, we're above every single trend line. We're above the 20-day. We're above the 50-day. We're above the 200-day. We're above the uptrend line from the November lows. And yet, we had traders thinking they were smarter than the market, smarter than the average bear, going short before they should have gone short. I had some guys saying to me, hey, you think the market's going to sell off. There's a possibility of it. You have us going high cash. Why the hell aren't you shorting the market? This is why we don't. We wait for the breakdown. Do we give up some profits when we do that? Hell yeah. But I'd rather be safer than sorry. And let me tell you, those shorts who thought they were smart jumping in early on that market last week ain't feeling so smart over the last couple of days. And most of those morons, just judging by the posts you see in a lot of the chat rooms and message boards, buying same month put options on, the major indices, those options wiped out, So if we're to believe these clowns who said they went short the market, they all got wiped out over the last couple of days. They'll be back again when the market, if we see a retrace tomorrow, they'll be back again saying, they shorted more, bought more puts at the top. But, the trend is still up. And the bounce back we've seen over the last couple of days, very nice volume. This is a very strong market. Don't underestimate the Bernanke put right now. Economic data has been coming in better than expected. We had UPS come out, and you recall one of my favorite indicators for economic trends, both in the U.S. and overseas, is the earnings report and guidance we get from two companies, FedEx and UPS. And the reason is they are the global transporter of goods. They see everything, small businesses, etc. And they continue to say things are getting better. UPS upped their guidance, great earnings report. Things look really, really good for the economy and the global market over the next 6 to 9 months, in my opinion. And, any retraces we do see in the market are going to be short and fast. Now, would I have liked to have seen the Dow down here at the 50-day moving average this week? Hell yeah. I'm getting ready to go on vacation next week for a few days. I want the market down here. Everything has run, the retrace we had that lasted, a day, really didn't take the air out of a lot of stocks. So, we're going to get becoming a little more difficult to find plays. But hey, we're going to start to see traders start playing breakout plays. And those stocks that are sitting on the bottom, and we've got a couple of them, you're going to see more and more traders move into it. Right now, this is a large cap rally, which is always the case after we get a shock and a scare in the market. The large caps move first. Then traders start to grow the balls and they start moving back into the speculative plays. And we should start to see that happening tomorrow and Thursday. SMH, new highs again. Actually, did we get? Yes, we did. We broke through new highs again today. And just like the Dow, bounced off the 20-day exponential. This is why the 20-day EMA is one of my favorite indicators for both support and resistance and for finding trades. You look at the Dow daily chart, fat bounce off that 20-day exponential, and you'll if you start paying attention to this moving average, you'll see it happening, or you'll see that theme with a lot of stocks. SMH looks great. I mean, yesterday we had Intel come out and got halted on news. They've got chip issues, blah blah blah. And I mentioned, that if Intel didn't sell off, it was very good for the market. A lot of shorts didn't pay attention to that post. They probably wish they had today. Let's jump into some stock plays, however. IKAN. This is one of these stocks, as you can see, over the last week or two, down nicely from its big move that it had from November into early January. Nice bounce support off 118. Target here. This is a stock that loves its 20-day exponential. As you can see, we're below the 20-day. 131, 135, 140 plus are our targets on this one. 119 stops. Indicators nicely oversold. Stochastics down where we like to see it. And, these are the kind of stocks traders are going to look to jump into for bounces over the next couple of days. NEI, we got a nice fat bounce off our ad late on Friday at $1.76. Love the setup here off that uptrend line. Tomorrow, I think, could be a very big up day on NEI if it follows the trend that it's followed before when it's bounced off its uptrend line. We've seen 20, 30 cent pops on this sort of setup. Bounce off RSI at the 50 level. Stochastics back down there at the happy zone, the bounce zone at 20. And, remember, this one was at 220 3 times over the last couple of weeks. Very good earnings report, hammered on the market. I think it's time for another bounce back up to that 200-day moving average tomorrow. How about 207 tomorrow? How's that sound to you guys? LXRX, big pop on very good trial data. A couple of weeks ago, nice little retrace. We found support at the 50-day moving average yesterday and bounced, which is why we jumped into it today. Breakout is the 20-day exponential, 181. And, we could see this one get a pretty nice bounce in this market back up there to the twos. RSI trying to creep up over 50. And then stochastics exactly where we like to see them on retreating stocks that are starting to bounce. So let's see what happens on this one tomorrow. Trailing stops on this one. We'll probably look to trail my stops now. We jumped into this one, 170, 171. So let's make our stops 172 to 174 on the remaining position to lock in a guaranteed win here. Quick mention on the radio stocks. ROIK just went boom in the last hour. Another radio stock that went really, really big today was CMLS. This one popped, 30% around the same time that ROIK did, which is why we have jumped into small positions on SBSA. This one we should see a pop over 2 tomorrow. And then EMMS. This one also a nice bounce off the 20-day exponential. So a couple of radio stocks to watch for continued momentum into tomorrow. We had ROIK push to the 150s. New highs going into the close. So that sets up very well for EMMS and SBSA tomorrow. Stops on these two, probably on EMMS, today's low, $1.04, and then on SBSA, trades thin, needs a lot of volume, so 90 cents stops on the remaining position there. Now, a couple of chat room plays that we've had over the last couple of days, just sweet little wins. OPXT, semiconductors on fire, had a golden cross yesterday. We ended up getting 10-cent pop on this one today. These are the kind of stocks that are giving nice bounce plays. Remember a week ago when we started jumping in on that first initial topping in the market, we had 2 days of really nice pops in a lot of these stocks. So we're going to be looking for similar setups here. The uranium stocks that I mentioned in the video on Sunday, just monster moves over the last couple of days. URG ended up popping, 35 cents over the last couple of days. CXZ, that was another one we mentioned in the chat room, another big gain. sector momentum, very, very nice. Nice chart breakouts here, left and right. We still have a lot of traders sitting high cash, which we are too. I mean, you've got traders probably going, you got us high cash a couple of days ago. Tell me you did not feel very happy being high cash over the weekend. We had a lot of geopolitical risk out there. We didn't short. We were high cash. Now we can take that high cash, clear mindset that we have and start going and grabbing these beaten down stocks. Would you rather be one of these short morons who shorted the market on Friday and have just gotten their asses handed to them over the last couple of days? Premature shorts are going to lose every single time. So that's pretty much it for the video tonight. Getting ready, I'll send out the popper alert list here shortly. Let's see if we can find some common themes. And, over the last few days, the uranium stocks were popping up quite a bit on the popper scan. And just at a quick glance today, we're starting to see a lot of tech stocks popping up, which probably, it's really not a surprise to me. So small cap techs look like they might be the next little hot sector over the next few days. That is it for the video tonight. I will see you guys in the chat room tomorrow. Good night.